Ah, wow, what a peaceful sleep I had last night. What time is it? I must be late for the game. Why isn't it working? It was working good last night. Let me check my mobile. How come my phone and watch both get bad at the same time? I have to check my laptop. What? Mobile, watch, laptop, all gone bad at the same time? How can it happen? Let me check Google. Am I sleeping? 2045? Have I been sleeping for 25 years? What is this? Let me think what happened last night. I mean, the night before 25 years. Well, I had my dinner. I spent some time with Sarah, prepared my script for the Toastmasters meeting, and then I watched a movie. Yeah, Back to the Future. Right, that's the movie I watched before sleeping. Oh my God. It's all making sense now. Who's the professor? Who's the scientist in the movie? Yeah, Professor Rahul George. Professor Rahul George has teleported me 25 years into the future. God damn it, Professor Rahul George. Who's gonna be a Toastmaster for the day today? And who will take us through a guided tour into the future in our 55th meet of Vellore Toastmasters Club? Good evening, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Welcome to yet another exciting session of the Vellore Toastmasters Club. I feel delighted to declare open today's session. Perhaps the only Sergeant at Arms to have had the rare opportunity of declaring open a memory down the lane meeting and now one into the future. Before we hop on to the guided tour of the future, let me remind you of the rules. May I please request you all to keep your mics muted and unmute them only when you're speaking. Also try to keep your cameras turned on. Kindly abstain from using your mobile phones and use the chat box appropriately. Yes, do not forget to have some fun and make a few mistakes. Now, without delaying it further, let me hand over the further proceedings of the meeting today, the able hands of our president, over to the president, presiding officer today.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay, for your wonderful and exciting opening of today's session. Yes. Good evening, lovely Toastmaster and our guest, like special guest, our coach, Toastmaster Samir. Yes, sir. Welcome you for this Vellore Toastmaster Club. We are delighted to be as a coach for us. Really, we are, I think we are blessed to have you. Hope we will have a number of good session with you. And dear friends, today's session, as said by our Toastmaster Vijay, is going to be a wonderful journey again. Since after a 25th, that is after 25 years also, hope we all meet again as experienced and the district and direct leaders like Professor Toastmaster Jerome George. Like, so I welcome once again and good luck for each one of you for this today's session. Then, and I please join me to welcome today's Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rahul, to lead the session. Toastmaster Rahul. Thank you.
Thank you, Master Mani Megalan. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Silver Jubilee reunion of VTC University. It has been so long since we have caught up with each other physically. I mean, I get sick and tired of all these WhatsApp chats, but it's so happy that we're finally having a meeting just with all of us. It genuinely gives me immense pleasure to be hosting this meeting for today. Yeah, it brings back a lot of memories from universities. Toastmaster Vijay and his amazing opening acts. Toastmaster Bharat, the way he puts his heart and soul into each and every role he does. Toastmaster Ritik and his amazing and witty presentations. And how can we forget our beloved Toastmaster Anandan, who never fails to inspire us? Even today, he sends us inspirational messages through WhatsApp. Such wonderful memories. I would definitely love to hear from each and every one of you about what all you have been up to. Before we can proceed with storytelling for today, I would like to invite our dean for today's meeting, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Samir Sharma.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. A very good afternoon, VTC. Evaluation is heart and soul of Toastmaster. All of us became Toastmaster because we thought we could improve. And Toastmaster has this feedback mechanism, which is constructive as well as encouraging, which makes us all go to the next level. In today's meeting, like Toastmaster of the Day said, that there are 3 segments of the meeting. First segment is basically the prepared speeches, where speakers will come and present a speech based on their projects. The second session is going to be table topics, where each one of us, including myself, we will be asked to speak on a topic impromptu. That is basically to help you with your impromptu skills, whether you're asked a difficult question by your boss or your wife. Those are the kind of skills that you'll need. And the last section is where I come in, the evaluation section. In evaluation, we have 2 types of evaluation. One is the quantitative evaluation, which is done by our tag team, where T stands for timer, A stands for R counter, and G for grammarian. And the second one is the qualitative evaluation, which is done by individual evaluators for the prepared speeches. So before we move, and I give control back to our TM Mori of TM Mori, let me just start with introductions of our tag team. So first to come is a timer. I'm not sure who is the timer today, but timer, if you could please come and help us understand your roles and responsibilities. Over to you, Mr. or Madam Timer today.
Devendra. So, good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Today, I will be handling the timer role. So, my role is to remind and record and report the time of used by each speaker when they deliver the speech. For prepared speeches, we have 8 to 10 minutes, and on 8 minutes, I will be showing the green card. So, I will be showing the green card, and 9 minutes will be showing the yellow card, and on 10 minutes will be showing the red card. Similarly, for the second session, like table topics, you will be given like 2 to 2 minutes. In 1 minute, we'll be showing the green card, and 1 minute 30 seconds will be the yellow card, and 2 minutes will be the red card. And finally, for the evaluation, at 2 minutes you will be given the green card, and 2 minutes 30 seconds will be the yellow card, and 3 minutes will be the red card. So and also we will be given the 30 seconds of buffer time for every speakers before or after their speech. I request all the speakers to keep their eye on the screen to be aware on the time card, and also I wish very best for their speeches. Thank you, and over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Devendra. Ladies and gentlemen, please give our timer a big hand for giving us a succinct introduction about his roles and responsibilities. So next to come in our tag team is somebody who would count all the R's and Ums that you do. Our R counter of the day, Toastmaster Sadhna. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Sadhna. Over to you, Sadhna.
A fantabulous evening to the TMOD of the day, a fellow Toastmasters, and a guest, and a special guest. Well, I'm I'm Sadhana. My role of this day is gonna be your counter. Coming back to the intro, now I spoke two sentences, but which it makes you to feel clumsy and not understandable in a proper way because I use some hamper sound in between that two sentences, and that's the reason for my unpleasant speech. So in that two sentence, I used ha for two times, well for one time, for three times, you know for one time, and also I repeated the word called I am for two times. These are the filters that would affect your effectiveness in delivering your speech. I will count the number of unnecessary sounds or repetitive words you used when you are speaking on the stage. Now you come to know my role as a R counter, and I'm your Toastmaster Sadhana. At the end of this meeting, I will be back to the stage and to present my report to you. Over to the controller.
Thank you so much, Sadhana. What a wonderful introduction that was. Let's hear from our grammarian for the day today. Again,
Mahalakshmi.
Mahalakshmi. So, ladies and gentlemen, grammarian is really the grammar police in a Toastmaster meeting. Everybody has to understand the nuances of grammar. And to help us with that, we have our own Toastmaster, Mahalakshmi, today. Over to you, Mahalakshmi.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening to everyone. Let's start. Baby, I not know English, but I love you. I will revert back to you as soon as possible. What exactly went on these two examples? English, precises, grammar. Hello everyone, I'm Mahalakshmi. Today I'm going to be grammarian. Can you imagine a building built only on bricks? No, right? We need some extra material as well, its structure, as well to complete its structure. Similarly, words with a proper usage of grammar strengthen your English. Like in first sentence, first example, baby, I not know English, but I love you. The correct usage of the sentence is, baby, I don't know English, but I love you. The second sentence is, I will revert back to you as soon as possible. The word with the word revert, not necessary with the word of back, because revert is the word itself means returning back. With this, I hope you are very clear the usage of grammar in your life, in our life. I'm your grammar today. I'm a grammarian. I'm going to count your grammar and analyze your grammar. At the end of the session, I will report and I suggest some grammar mistakes of the participant. Today, the word of the day, every cloud has a silver lining, meaning in every negative situation, there is also something positive. Usage, my friend lost his mobile on yesterday. I said, now you have a great opportunity to buy a new phone which you want. Every cloud has a silver line. Thank you. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Mahalakshmi. So this is from our tag team. Our evaluators will be called at the end of the session, which is going to be the session 3. And we will be back with our evaluation reports. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samir. Now, let us go ahead and catch up with what all we have been doing. Today, to share her story, we have a very inspirational leader who is here with us today, one of our very own. Even when she was a part of a university, she was a source of inspiration for all of us. And 25 years later, she is a source of inspiration for everyone he has worked with, and a leader to all. Someone who never fails to guide us and show us the way. But before I call our beloved Toastmaster Mani Meghalai ma'am on stage, I would also like to invite Toastmaster Raghavi to introduce her as well. Toastmaster Raghavi, over to you.
Am I audible?
Yes, absolutely.
A very good evening to TMD and all the TMs present here. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome such a wonderful person and also to evaluate her. Well, the sky's the limit. And she is a lady who brings on not just a smile, but also her evaluations of us. Each and every time when she comes with a bang and she goes on with a boom. That's how she is. She's so silent, but yet her inner spirit is just vast than ever. It gives me immense pleasure again to welcome TM Manimegle ma'am. Today she is going to give her presentation speech, and she has chosen her pathway, dynamic leadership. Who's best than her to give on such a topic? She is going to present a speech on level 5 and project 1. The title is Leading at Any Situation. Leading at any situation is a leader such as Manimegle ma'am. And her speech will be up to 8 to 10 minutes. And within that, she will cover all the qualities that needs to be a leader. So here is Manimegle ma'am for you. Over to the team meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghavi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghavi. Now, without any further ado, let us welcome Toastmaster Mani Meghalai. Toastmaster Mani Meghalai. A volunteer is a leader. A volunteer is a leader. Toastmaster Mani Meghalai.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. He who fears, he will suffer. Already he is suffering since he fears. A beautiful quote said by the great philosopher Mitchell D. Very good evening, lovely Toastmasters and welcome guests. This is Mani Meghalai. I'm going to share you all about my experiences in one of my leadership journey. Well, who is a leader?
One
Yes,
who
you
leads.
know all. Yeah, thank you, sir. Yes, you know all. Leader is an initiator, motivator, caretaker, guide, mentor, risk taker, and situation handler. And above all, he or she should be a volunteer, isn't it? Yes, the volunteering waves for great leading, right? Yes, today let me share my experience with you all as a that is my journey as a volunteer in leadership, right? Yes. During the lockdown period, that is the pandemic lockdown period, I thought something I have to do for my health issues. So I just thinking over it. Fortunate, I heard some information about body detoxification online course through WhatsApp. Actually, I knew this information earlier, a year before. That was 3 days live camp, but I could not join that time. So I just was thrilled. Okay, this is the right source for me. I should join and I can improve my health. So I had joined. Even I recommended few of my friends too about this course. Two of them joined along with me. And well, in this course, there is a coach. This is actually an online course through WhatsApp only. They are guiding us. The coach will have several groups, online groups, WhatsApp groups. In that, maximum of it had 20 members in it. Then he will send us the list of menu a day before itself. We should follow it. Then one day he instructed us Then I was a member of the group 4. One day he instructed us, you select one leader from that group to guide that group. Since he is managing several groups, he could not able to watch all. Okay. Guess what? Yes. By interest, I volunteer as a leader for my group. The job was as a leader is I should call every members daily to inquire about their previous day experiences and to clarify their doubts. In addition to that, I should conduct some fun activities to build yeah, team rapport. Yes, I went on well. Then actually the D-Day came. Even I could not forget that day since in this course we should get so kind of activities and menu for cleansing our organs in one by one. Okay, on that day the diet was with arad. So the arad means actually in Tamil it's a kadukai and in Hindi is aritaki. Even if you want in scientific word of that word also I can say it is Termula ebula. So anyhow, the kadukai actually the menu was with the kadukai that is arad. Okay. So actually we had enough discussion with our coach or the mentor how to consume it and what quantity we should consume and all. We had enough discussion with him. Then he advised us to take the arad at early morning with empty stomach and all. Okay. On that day, I had a call from one of my members. She told that after consumption of that arad, I had continue vomiting and giddiness sensation and all. Okay, initially I thought, okay, I advised us, okay, don't worry, take rest. I will clarify your doubt soon. Then I called to my coach. But my unfortunate call, that is the coach didn't pick my call. Okay, then I just forgot that. After 20 minutes back, the coach called me back and then I explained everything. He said that is the consumption of arad will not make any harmfulness. So he advised her to take rest and have some warm water. They said. Then to convey this information to her, I called her. But she didn't pick up. Second call, third call, no response. Okay, I thought she would have some important other works. I left this issue. Then I continue my daily chores. So after a few hours, I just checked my mobile. Actually, my mobile is the popped up with the 25 calls. The notification was shown that 25 calls from that the madam's number. I just wondered what had happened, why she called this many times. So I called back, but no response. So I called several times, no response. I got a little bit tensed. Then after several try, at last my call was attended by a male voice. He just told me that, what madam, you are trying to kill my wife? He just shouted with some husky and strong voice. I just confused. Sir, what happening? Why you are telling like this? I just inquired. He just he just controlled us. He shouted like anything, and I just listening is what he's saying. That at last, I strongly believe that the earth won't affect anything on our consumption. That is our body illness. So something had happened, right? So I just told him that in soft voice, sir, please listen, be cool. You just open your video call and show that box of arad. Then you showed me that a box, that box had with full of soap nuts, not arads. Actually, the soapness in Tamil, they called soapukkai. Actually, the powdered soap coil will help us to actually wash our ass. Okay, so actually she mistakenly took soap coil instead of arad. Okay, so again I called my coach. Uh, he immediately picked up. I thanked God for that. Then I explained everything. He said, "Don't worry, this is not an issue. So she will become normal. This is actually because of the soap I only explained." Okay. Then after within an hour, she became normal. Yes. Later, her husband called me and thanked me and even apologized for his mistake. Yes. Now she completed that diet journey successfully. Later, she became leader of one group also. So, dear Toastmaster, what I want to trying to say now, if you volunteering in something, definitely you will get struggles. The struggles will make you strong. You may get certain lessons from that struggle. So try to face struggles, and the experiments are the necessary for our experience to gain new platform to learn new lessons for our life. So be volunteer always. Good luck. Over to TM.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mani Megalai, for that amazing story. We will now have 1 minute of silence to send our feedback to Toastmaster Mani Megalai in the Google form sent in the chat box. Timer, please let me know when 1 minute is over. Vijay sir, what error is coming?
It says that we can fill it only once. I think it's an older form or
Okay,
something.
I think, yeah, this form was used once before. Wait, I'll just
Yeah.
rectify that issue.
Yeah, please.
Yes, I've made the change.
Right.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Devendra. After hearing such an inspirational story, I believe now it is time for some fun activities to enjoy. First activity for today is one that we have all grown to love, fear, and hate all at the same time. Would anyone like to venture a guess what activity this is? If you are not able to guess, it's completely fine. It is the very wonderful session of table topics that we all used to participate in Toastmasters back in college. To conduct the table topic session for today, I would like to invite the table topic master, Toastmaster Anandan.
Very warm good evening to one and all, and extra welcome to our special guest, Samir Sharma. So we look forward to some good coaching sessions, training sessions from you, Samir Sharma. You are really loaded with lots and lots of talent and skill. And as you said, what you have accumulated, we would like to share, and we would also love to grow. And I'm so happy to be here, table topic master for the day. Because it's always nice to be a part of a fun session, and it's also very nice to be a leader, to lead the fun session. So starting off with my session, I would like to have some volunteers. Any volunteers are there? It so happens of late, I don't know what happened, VTC is not coming up with volunteers. It has to be picked up. What's wrong with VTC?
I will volunteer, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. There you are. Okay. I know there's lots and lots of bubbling youths filled with talent and knowledge and enthusiasm. But basically, initially, they lack this starting problem. That's what Toastmaster is, to overcome that starting problem. So it has solved the starting problem of Raghavi. And after Raghavi, I hope the others also follow the path and get rectified with their starting problem. So Raghavi, I'm just giving you this. Basically, today's session I have planned for very practical quotes, and so that everybody enjoys this practical table topic sessions. So the quote for you is, "What was never lost can never be found." What was never lost can never be found. Toastmaster Raghavi.
So, what was never lost can never be found. Well, this is supposedly a good topic to start with. Because right now, people think they've lost their lives, they've lost everything, and that they are in an utopia where nothing is going to be correct or right. Well, I believe that if you don't lose yourself, your imagination, you can't lose anything. Because your imagination gives birth to your confidence. It gives birth to the energy within. A man without inner imagination is a man who lives in a desert. That's what great philosophers have said. Well, if you don't lose yourself to those things, then you lose nothing. Health, wealth, or whatever it may be, you can lose them and you can gain. But they are all momentary things. But yourself, you are the one who go through everything and anything and stay steadfast till the end. And so I believe what was never lost can never be found. So if you don't lose yourself, you can't find yourself. So please try to see them silver lining, because every cloud has a silver lining. Thank you.
That was a wonderful speech, Raghavi. What was never lost can never be found. And you choose the right circumstances, this COVID problem. Now, who's the next volunteer?
Yes, sir, I will participate.
Wonderful, Bharat, the bubbling youth of VTC. Okay, the topic for you is, you are the problem and only you are the solution. You are the problem and only you are the solution. Over to you, Bharat.
Yes. You are the problem and you are the only solution. Well, that is a finite truth. Well, at some part of life, you might be able to face a lot of difficulties, right? But at those times, you might be thinking like somebody is disturbing you, and it is not happening because of you, but it is happening because of your surroundings. Yeah, you may think like that. But within deep yourself, if you just think all this happening only because of you, because nobody can play your role much better than you. Yes, when there is a problem, you should not get worried about that. You should just acquire a knowledge that why that does it happen, and how can I recover from that, and how can I make it much more perfect. Yes, that is what the most greatest way that you can find a solution to every problem. Instead of just thinking what others doing with you, just think what you can do yourself to make yourself a perfect person. So problem is not by others, it is from you, and you can only find the best solution more than anything one else. Yes, that's it.
Wonderful, wonderful, Bharat. Always trying to smash the records. Very good to see you coming out with the bubbling activities. Now, who's the next?
Can I go next now?
Oh, wonderful, Samir. Really. So the leader leads the way. The coach leads the coach. Okay, my dear VTC members, see, this is what a coach is. When he got very stimulated when I said that you have to start.
Okay, sir, you have put so much pressure.
It's not pressure, it's voluntary.
I may have to pull out. No problem. Good, please.
No, you set an example. You're a coach and you set an example.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you a very useful, very simple, very nice and valuable quote. And as a coach, I think this really suits you. How long should you try until, how should try until, over to you, Samir.
How long you should try until you stop trying. My fellow Toastmasters, a very good afternoon. When I was in my college, in my undergraduation days, I had this problem of sort of inhibition that I had towards public speaking. I come from a normal background. I come from a small farmer's family. And then throughout my undergrad days, I was bullied by people who thought they could speak better. People who could act better in front of others. I never gave up. After all the bullying, I was pushed to a wall every time I started to speak in front of people. I didn't give up. After I graduated, I landed the first job in the entire college. I went to the company. I was bullied there again. This is the problem with humans, that once you find somebody who is not as good as you or who is two steps behind you, people start to push them. People start to throw them out as outliers. I didn't quit. I didn't stop trying. After the company, I came to IIT Madras. I never quit trying. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been more than 8 years since I moved to Chennai and I graduated from IIT Madras. Things have never been better. In 2017, I joined Toastmasters. And why, you may ask? Because I never stopped trying. And that's why I am with you today. Let's all of us keep trying until we stop trying. Back to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you very much, Samir. You took us to a beautiful journey in your life, your personal story. And this sentence has meaning in your life, and it has really changed you. And we are very happy that Toastmasters helped you to really change your life. Now, what about the other youths, the girls? Raghavi set an example, the other members, master members, Otherwise, I'm just going to call a name. 1, 2, 3. It's so many. So many. Are you ready?
Please don't do
Are
this.
you there?
Yeah.
You could have volunteered.
This
Don't worry, I'm
session,
going to give you a
I dread.
wonderful.
Table topic session is what I dread the most.
Okay, so everything has to come to an end. Everything has to be easy. Everything has to be smooth. It happens only when you keep on trying, only when you volunteer. You make a mistake and then you correct your mistake. You fall down, you get up, you walk again, you stumble, you get up and you walk, and finally you don't fall down. You just walk and then you start running. That's a rule of life. Okay, I'm going to give you a wonderful and a nice quote, tickle and think your knowledge, your capabilities, and your skills. And it's quite an easy one. Count your blessings, not your problems. Count your blessings, not your problems. Over to you, Somani.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. So, this topic is quite relatable to me as I faced certain situations recently wherein I forgot concentrating on the things that happened good to me and concentrated only on the negatives. So, there was a place where like 3 months back or 4 months back or something, the beginning of the lockdown, um, for my age, when you see, you are quite well subjected to cyberbullying and all that. So, so I was. This is an incident that actually happened. I was bullied on social media. That time, by people whom I thought were my biggest blessings, the people that God gave me at the right time, and people whom I treasured the most, while forgetting people who actually cared for me. So so what I'd like to tell you is, when you think, sometimes things might not happen like you wish them to, and take a step back, and look and see that who are really there for you, and stop wasting time on people and things that are not good for your mental health and your for your mental health, and see who are really there for you, and concentrate on the people who really love you and not on people who don't. That's it.
Yes, that was really a very good experience of yours you shared with the club members. I think next time I don't have to start anything. Next table topics, you should be the first to volunteer. Okay? You ready? Okay,
Yes.
I found a beautiful person now, a very experienced, knowledgeable, talented, skilled person. Arunesh, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Arunesh?
Hello. Am I
Yes.
audible? Yeah.
No, it's been a long time we listened to you. I think it is right time to rest. Yes.
Yes, sir. It has been a long time. Good to be here.
Good to see you back after some time.
Sure.
Yes. Okay. It's for heroes, and you're one of the hero. A true hero is one who conquers his own anger and hatred. A true hero is one who conquers his own anger and hatred. Over to you, Arnish.
Toastmasters, have you thought about when anger takes over you? When does anger take over you? Anger takes over you when you are not in control. Think about it. We all experience that we lose control when we are angry. But the reason for anger is also the fact that we are not in control. Because if we were in control, things would be fine, things would be the way we expect them to be, and there will be no reason to be angry at all. Only because some things are not the way we would like them to be, we get angry. So what happens when we get angry? We lose further control. So when you feel the anger, when you feel the frustration that things are not in your control, it is wise to take a step back, take a long, deep breath, and say, no, no more. I am not going to lose any more control. Channel your anger through your brain and think about the solutions. Think about the best possible ways to handle the problems. Then, once we get the solution, we will be back in control. We all know that falling off isn't the worst part. Failing to get up is the worst part. So when you feel like your life is not in your control, don't lose any more control. Take a step back, take a deep breath, and think about the solutions. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Great, Arunesh. So you gave a beautiful solution to control anger. And it was very nice to see you also after a long time talking. I think I'll wind up with the last one, but not the least. And I would like to call Vijay the superhero of VTC. Are you ready, Vijay?
Yes, sir. At your service.
Yes, you are fast forward 25 years now, filled with energy and enthusiasm.
With 25
And,
years taken away by
of
Rahul,
course,
I
just
think
in
I'm
your
a bit
youth,
low on
but,
energy.
you're 25 years fast forward.
Sure.
A lovely smile of yours, and you just bring back with blessings of Lord Venkatesh, I think so.
No, that's
so
a different
please
Tirumalai,
pass on
sir.
blessings to all of us.
Sure.
Tirumalai. Okay. It's a beautiful quote. I think it suits you. And you will be the person to give this right answer for this quote. The tongue is like a sharp knife. The tongue is like a sharp knife, kills without drawing blood. The tongue is like a sharp knife, kills without drawing blood. Over to you, Vijay.
Just take a count. What has hurt you more? Which are the injuries that are still afresh? Those are not the wounds which you got while falling down from a bicycle, or you had due to an accident on your bike with your car, not from a broken bone when you fell down. Those all went away. Those are just the physical injuries. And a body has ways to cure them. But the injuries that are felt here, no weapon is required for that. Your mere tongue, the words, the tone of those words, they hurt you the most dangerous weapon. Also, Toastmasters, we've learned this is the most sweetest of things that can be used in the most beautiful of ways. So you've got a choice. Either use it as a weapon, hurt them without drawing any blood, or use it to inspire someone, entertain someone, motivate someone, and leave a mark, not of a hurt, but of a remembrance, of a lifelong lesson Thank you for choosing me, Toastmaster Anandan.
That was a good explanation for a sharp tongue. Thank you, Vijay. Thank you very much. And I think that was the last. I have taken 2 or 3 more extra because we lack one more speaker. And I hand over the dice now back to the TMOD, Mr. Rahul George. Please,
Thank
Rahul
you.
George.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anandan. I believe this is one of the most informational table topics where we were able to learn so much from. And I'm happy to see a table topic like this after so long. Now it's time for the second activity, a game I would like to call Guess Who. So I've done some stalking of people here and collected some photos. Your childhood photos when all of us were nice, small kids. Fun fact is, I don't know whose photo I'm also presenting. So let us all go together and see whose photos. And the aim of the game is you are supposed to guess whose picture it is. So I will first, for example, just to give you an idea of the game, the first photo is going to be a very easy one to guess. Oh yes. So if you all can take a guess, just take a guess who this person is.
Rahul George.
Yes, Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Rahul George.
Yes, see, I told you the first one is going to be easy. It is my own photo. So now let us go to the second photo. And also, if it is your photo, please tell the wrong answer to confuse people so it's more fun. Okay, so the second photo is here. And it is not changing. Yes. Why is it not changing? So, if anyone.
Mahalakshmi.
Tamil Nadu, ma'am. No,
Toastmaster Mahalakshmi.
Mahalakshmi. Yeah.
Mahalakshmi.
So what is the final answer?
Mahalakshmi.
Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, is this you?
Hey, sir, it's me.
Yes, just
Riding a horse rider, huh?
Just a photographic, sir. There is no opportunity. Future, I will get it.
Okay,
No problem. God bless you with the horse ride.
Thank you,
Moving on
sir.
to the third picture.
Wait.
Another horse rider.
Saumini or Sadhana?
So,
Saumini.
you?
Yes, sir. Vijay sir, I think.
No. Ma'am, it's a lady, girl.
Saumini.
So, what is the final answer which
Saumini.
everyone would like to give?
Saumini.
Okay, Toastmaster Saumini, I would like you to confirm if this is your photo.
This is why I keep praying that I have less mustache and beard and facial hair, you know.
So I believe this is you then.
Yeah, that's me.
So she's the Chansilani of VTC, being a horse.
Yes, moving on to the fourth picture. Yes, fourth. I think the facial expressions and all.
Raghavi. Written on the cake.
Yes.
No.
Oh, okay. I did not notice that.
If you had heard her icebreaker speech.
I remember her. She came to, buy the birthday dress.
Exactly.
Yes, I know for a fact this is Toastmaster Raghavi.
Because you can look at the cake and you can find it.
I did not notice that. So yes, I should pay attention more to the photos next time. The fifth photo. I think
Bharat.
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 I think There's no
So
doubt.
Bharat's a hero as a kid.
I think it
This
will be
side
confusing you. Is
MGR.
it a boy or girl?
Boy.
Okay. Fun fact: when I took this photo, I was thinking it's Toastmaster Bharat. So yeah. Okay. Next.
Anandan sir.
Anandan sir.
Anandan sir.
Only white and black photo, okay? No need to guess.
Yes, this is our beloved Toastmaster Anandan.
No,
And
I think this is the oldest photo you can have because I am the oldest man, because my youth was black and white.
Yes. Okay, so now I think this is our last photo, if I'm not wrong.
Sadhana.
Yes, yes. Any other guesses?
Sadhana.
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 Yes, this is our beloved Toastmaster Sadhana.
Blushing, it's Sadhana only.
Yes. And I think there is one more photo. Why? Okay. Yes.
Oh.
Ritik.
Yes, this is our Toastmaster Ritik.
Is it dancing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dance master.
Yes. So I think that's the last. Yes, that is the end of this game. So we were all able to guess who is who, which shows how well we know everyone. With that, the fun activity is over. Very sad. And now I would like to call back our general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Samir.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. I'm really sorry here. The power went out here. So can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So again, a very good afternoon, everybody. Now we have come to the last session, which is called the evaluation session, and where we'll get to hear from our talented evaluators who will be evaluating qualitative and quantitatively. So to evaluate our first and only prepared speaker from today, Toastmaster Money, we have evaluator Toastmaster Raghavi. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Toastmaster Raghavi. Over to you, Raghavi.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So I'm here once again. Good evening, everyone. So I'm here to give my evaluation of Manimeghale ma'am's speech, which is volunteer as a leader. And I would like to start it with this quote that I really think is very much important for this speech. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. It was said by Winston Churchill. And that's how Manimeghale ma'am is. Even when she was narrating her own speech, we could take out the skills that needs to be a leader. And she's given a wonderful lesson to us. When you volunteer, don't think about the pros and cons. Just think what you have to do, and that's the main quality of a leader. And I liked a lot of things in her speech. How she started with the quote, "He who fears is he who suffers," and that's really important. An important lesson to learn in our life. And how she started with a question so that she can interact with the audience was really done well. And she also gave the simple definition. She did not go with a prolonged, like a dictionary definition. She gave like little pointers which we can learn and which we can keep in our memory. Like how a leader should be a person who is intelligent, a person who volunteers, and these points were really good. And how she talked about the volunteer skills by giving a snippet of her life was really well done. The story of how now because of this COVID, how she went as a volunteer online and how she could prove her leadership skills there was really put on very well. And the language she used was really simple. It was fluid. It was not like a very big story. It was a simple story which was well put in verse. And how she finished with the line, "The struggle will make you strong, and experiments are necessary for our experience," was really good. The ending and the beginning and the ending, and also the the content of the story was put up very well. The places where she could improve was the body movements, because a lot of times she was just sitting straight, so she could have used a little bit of body movements and some gestures even maybe, and she could have made the speech a little bit crisp, because the start and end were really good, but the content was a little bit dull, which is not which is unlike of her. So I thought that she could have made it a little bit crisp, and she could have used gestures and also the modulation, so that the story would have been even more better. And she could avoid long pauses. That's the only thing which was on the downhill. Because when she asked a question like, "What do you think is a who do you think is a leader?" and she gave a very long pause. I think that's where she could have cut short, and that could have made her speech even more better. So these are the things that I found in her speech. Overall, it was a really good speech, and she came to the point that being a volunteer is what makes a perfect leader. So thank you, ma'am, for giving that wonderful speech. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Raghavi. In fact, I also loved the storytelling that was there, part of the story. But I think you picked all the evaluation points very well. Congratulations to you and to Toastmaster Money. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the next segment where we hear from our quantitative evaluators. Let's hear from our tag team. So, first to come is our Toastmaster, Devendran. Over to you, Dev.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samir. So, good evening again, Toastmasters and guests. So, today on timer, Toastmaster Mani Meghalai has covered 9 minutes 20 seconds, and on evaluation, Toastmaster Raghavi 2 minutes 58 seconds, and on table topics, Toastmaster Raghavi had 1 minute 16 seconds, Toastmaster Bharat has 1 minute 24 seconds, Toastmaster Samir has 1 minute 40 seconds, and Toastmaster Soumini had 1 minute 35 seconds. Toastmaster Arunesh has 1 minute 48 seconds, and Toastmaster Vijay has 1 minute 35 seconds. And I think today everyone are within the time limit, and there is no elimination. Over to general evaluator, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mr. Timer. Thank you for a detailed report. Let's hear from our R counter. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Sadhna. Over to you, Sadhna.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Once again, a very good evening to all my Toastmasters. And I'm here to give report. I'm here to give you a report. So firstly, our TMOD of the day, Rahul, Toastmaster, and repetitive. And next, coming to our evaluator, Raghavi, Toastmaster Raghavi ma'am. There is nothing blank that's appreciable, but at the time of she's using an evaluation given to Mahalakshmi ma'am, she used ha for 4 times. And coming to general evaluator, our special guest Samir, he didn't use any ha, so that's nothing to count. So that's really appreciable. Next, a volunteer, Toastmaster Mani Meghalai ma'am. Well, at the starting, he used for 2 times, and for 5 times, okay for 3 to 4 times, and for 5 times, so for 3 times. Coming to timer, Toastmaster Devendran sir, he used him for 2 times, for 5 times, and for 3 times. And coming to grammarian, Mahalakshmi ma'am used for 2 times, and the repetition of the words get more than 7 times. If it's considered, then it will be very good. Next, a table topic master. Coming to table topic master, Toastmaster Anand sir, he used so for 3 times, and for 3 times, so half for 8 times. And table topic speakers, Toastmaster Raghavi ma'am repeated a word called a man for 2 times, but for 2 times. And Toastmaster Bharat, because for 2 times, and for 3 times, well for 3 times, repetitive words used for more than 2 times. And third table topic speaker, Toastmaster Sami Sharma, no counting, that's amazing. And Toastmaster Saumi used half for 13 times. Toastmaster Arunesh, no lag at all, so that's really appreciable. And coming to Toastmaster Vijay Surana sir, there is no lag and it was clean and clear speech. And that's all, guys. That's all my report. Back to you, to the controller.
Thank you, Madam Counter. Thank you for a detailed report again. Thank you for going through each speaker and doing your work diligently. Really appreciable. So let's hear from our grammarian, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Over to you, Mahalakshmi.
Thank you, Javan, General Evaluator. Once again, good evening to everyone. Mahani Meghale ma'am gave a wonderful speech about volunteership and her experience. That is appreciable. And she made a mistake on the tenses. Please consider on your tenses that will make you perfect in future. Anandan sir used decorative words to where he introduced other participant of the table topic session, and all the performer of the table topic session performed well. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Grammarian. So, friends, it looks like we have come to the end of the evaluation session, and this is really, at this point, as a general evaluator, my role is also to give you a general report on the proceeding of the meeting. To start with, I joined the meeting 5 minutes earlier than the stipulated time, and it looked like people were there. They were very friendly, which is a good sign. If a guest arrives and then joins the meeting for the first time, then the kind of environment is conducive, because typically I was also a guest, and it gives good vibes that people are friendly, people are accommodative, which is a great thing. I think we can keep doing it. So meaning if our meeting starts at 4:30, it is better that some of us or role players join at 4:20 and really greet and meet people. So I think that was job well done. Then, so right before I go to the meeting, for me personally, stepping stones are really the most important stones. This is my first meeting with VTC, and I'm so proud already because there are some amazing speakers here. And I see a lot of potential. I have been to district stages, I have been to division stages, and I can see that most of our speakers, they are there. It's just that a matter of now, how can we challenge each other? How can we push each other? And that's what I see that we can do. And really this club can shine because we already have a strong base of members here. All of us, you can hear me, right? You can just say yes. TMOD, probably yes, you can help me. Okay, thank you. So let's start with our Sergeant at Arms. I think I absolutely love the energy. I love how the context was given to the theme of the meeting. I love how really the tone of the meeting is set by the engine. So to me, SA is like an engine of the train, which can be like the meeting. And really, if the engine has so much energy, then you just have to relax because the entire meeting is going to go like that. And that's what you did. SA, it was a job well done. However, I found that there are certain things that we probably can start to challenge ourselves now. For example, as a SA, it is mandatory that we start with the Toastmaster mission statement. It has to be read out in verbiage. So as is, it has to be read out. I think that was the only portion where we can actually try to incorporate that. So you can start by saying the Toastmaster is a non-profit organization, and then there is a mission statement. So really what that does is that gives an idea of somebody who's joining for the first time, like a guest, that really this is a non-profit organization and whatever people are doing is actually voluntarily. So there is no money involved and really what this organization stands for. Yeah. Let's say if you can please just give me a heads up. I think I'll also hear that. Are we there? Can you hear me now?
Jay?
Yes, sir. I've joined back. Sorry, I was disconnected.
Okay, no problem. Okay, let's move to our Toastmaster of the day, and what a job again. So this is how a Toastmaster of the day has to behave. He is really the MC of the meeting. He is really he takes the center stage, and that's what you did today. So again, a job really, really well done, Rahul. I love how you had. So initially, if I look at the stage time that you took, was perfect. It was minimal as well as entertaining, and that's what a TMOD is supposed to do. TMOD is really not the hero of the meeting. Hero are really the role players, the speakers, but TMOD is one who facilitates everybody an environment where people can come and thrive. A job well done, Rahul. The only thing I would suggest to the Toastmaster of the day, that we have to set context of the meeting. So if a guest has joined for the first time, we have to tell what a Toastmaster meeting is all about. What is the structure? Maybe there are 3 segments. Sometimes if there is an educational speaker, there are 4 segments. And what each of those segments entails. So a prepared speech section, then evaluation section. That way somebody, again, I'm talking about from the perspective of somebody who's joining for the first time, because our idea is if a guest joins it, they have to understand what Toastmaster can really do to their abilities. And that's what we have to help them. Yeah. So we have to tell, okay, as a TMOD, your role is really to introduce the segments of the meeting. Now, going to the presiding officer, again, it was an amazing job by again setting the context to the meeting, really appreciating every member who have joined in, people who have not joined in. I like the friendly nature of the presiding officer. The only challenge that I would give to the presiding officer is you have to acknowledge the guests. Okay, are there any guests in the house? Even if they are not, it becomes your muscle memory, because when they are not, you're not going to miss them out. So it's better that we ask, are there any guests in the house? And if there are guests, you may ask them, how did you come to know about Toastmaster? And what are your expectations? Right? Because once the meeting ends, you can ask the same person, how did it go? What was the feedback to the meeting? Yeah. Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's audible, sir.
Yeah. So that's what the presiding officer really does. Presiding officer can actually ask the role players, please rename yourself by adding the role that you're playing to your name, by suffixing it. Likewise, you can ask the guest by doing that. So that's really, that means you are taking control of the meeting. Then coming to our tag team, again, we have some amazing speakers. Typically, tag is taken by new members in other clubs, but here I see they are all seasoned members. I could see that they were very confident. And again, it was a job well done. The only thing that I have, only suggestion that I would like to give to the tag team is, especially for our counter and grammarian, when you're giving out suggestions, you have to give examples. Meaning, if you're saying the grammar was bad, first of all, that should not have been the case. What we can, as our tag team, our role is also to encourage people, because now we have been given this. For example, you could have said that there in some of the cases, you were explaining the present, but you're using the past tense. Probably you can start to push yourself. Because as a grammarian, your role is not to point the speaker. So what we can do is, we can present our report in the most neutral way. Meaning, you never say who did this. Samir, this sentence was past tense, you said present. We never do this. What we say is, as a grammarian, ladies and gentlemen, here are the good usages of English in the meeting today. And you really read out those good usages that you heard. Then here are not so good usages. For example, at some places, some of the speakers use had been, whereas it should have been has been. Right? Likewise, for our counter, you never say that 10, 12 times you use. There is no need for that. Again, we keep it neutral. Always we say more than 3. We cap it at 3. So if somebody has used are 55 times, you cannot say 55 times. We have to help everybody. So what we usually say is more than 3 times. So you within 3, you can say 1, 2, 3. But if it is more than 3, just say more than 3. And then offline, you can connect to the speaker. That, hey, I really care about what you speak. You're an amazing speaker, but I feel that you did this. You may want to have a look at it. That is offline chat, but online in the meeting, we keep it neutral. Yeah. Now coming to the speaker, Money ma'am, today I learned that volunteers are not worthless. They are priceless. And that's what your speech was. It was an amazing speech. And I loved how you carried the objective of the speech throughout it. Then it's not my responsibility to comment on your speech, but I just absolutely loved it. And it was very hard to find out something areas of improvement. Likewise, our evaluator did an amazing job. An evaluator was an accomplished speaker. There were no hiccups. The only thing again for the evaluator, for evaluators in general, that when you are suggesting something, it is better that we give example. If you are saying the body language was not correct, you give example. For example, you could have done this. If the vocal variety was not enough, take one example from the speech. Say that the person started to vomit, and you give example that you could have done that. Yeah. And also, I would also like to challenge all the evaluators now. Can we step back and can we not look at, say, the vocal varieties and say the stage usages, and can we really try to tap into the heart of the script? Can we do that? For example, what Money Ma'am's speech was about volunteer, about leadership. At the start of the meeting, at the start of her speech, she really introduced what a good leader is. And then at the end, when she ended, she could have connected those traits to her traits. When she called her, she was being initiative leader. When she really called her 25 times, then she was becoming an initiative leader, for example, right? So these are the things. I think for the general evaluator also, some comment, the general evaluator has to keep his report succinct. I have overshot my time, but absolutely fine. I'm really sorry. Next time I'll keep it within 3 minutes. So overall, like I said, I really love the meeting. Now you will see me often here because this is going to be my second home. I really love to be part of you guys because I see I can learn from each one of you. Each one of you is an accomplished speaker. And I see a great time ahead. Over to you, Toastmaster. I'm really sorry if I've taken more time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Samir. That was indeed a very detailed general evaluator report. And just a heads up for everyone here. Over here, we like to keep our general evaluator reports a bit long. So because it's a place where we can all learn from. And just like from today, Toastmaster Samir's report, we did have a lot of things to take back. And I'm sure we all can use those points to improve. Now, coming to, I think, one point which the general evaluator can mention in the future is definitely, at least for me, is definitely work on a conclusion. Because it is at this moment I realized I did not script a conclusion. But overall, yes, this was indeed a wonderful meeting for me. And I'm sure you all enjoyed our 25th reunion. And it's so happy to see all lovely smiling faces. And without any further ado, I would like to hand it over back to the presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Mani Megalai.
Thank you, Rahul. Really, it was an amazing session. I believe we learned a lot from today's session, right? I thank each and every one of today's participants, especially my special thanks goes to Toastmaster Samir. Really, sir, we too love to have you as a part of our VTC. We expecting more and more from you side. Thank you again.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, dear Toastmaster, the sweetness of a reunion is the joy of heaven, isn't it? Yes, really. I hope we will all reconnect again in the next upcoming virtual meeting. Have a great week. Thank you. Over to SAE.
Oh, back to the present, am I? Thank God. That was an amazing time travel we had. Thank you, Professor Rahul George, was that? That one amazing reunion we had. It 25th reunion of Vellore Toastmasters Club. Guys, do you know the Toastmasters Samir and Arunesh were coaching us? My God, we are in for a ride, I'm telling you. Stick on your seats to the Vellore Toastmasters Club. We are gonna have everything we desire. But the best part of today's meeting was that our Toastmaster of the day, a scientist from Back to the Future, Professor Rahul George, gave us an eye-opener. He helped us perceive to what our future may look like, or say how we can make it look. It seems that it's a choice we make to how your future may look like. It's upon us. The decisions we take today, the choices we make today will decide how our 25th reunion is going to look like. And let me tell you, the future looks promising. Friends, I'm a bit confused. Did he take us back to the future? Why did we meet our younger selves then? I should say a scientist is mad. He's perhaps played with my brains. I saw you all as children. Oh my God. I think I'll have to call it a quit today and take some rest. And this time, I'll check my time and I'll ensure that I don't watch such movies before I sleep. With this, let me call it a day. It's time to thank all of you to have joined us, especially our dear guests, Toastmaster Samir and Toastmaster Arunesh. Thank you for joining. I hope to see you all often at our meeting. Goodbye and good night.
Thank you, Vijay.
Looking forward to
Thank you,
see you
Vijay.
all.
It's a wonderful.